everyone, welcome to the last session of Active Armchairs. I'm Megs from Fit and Kicking and I'm running this session on behalf of Active Launceston, and another lovely day, and I'm really hoping that you're out there live with us or can come back to this session later today or tomorrow as a way of getting some activity today. Please note that if you are a little less stable on your feet today, that you might like to carry a broom or something with you today for today's session, because we're a little bit more mobile today. We're not going to be seated or in the chair as much for the session today. Before we get started, could I remind you all to work at your own level, to stop and rest if you need it, and while I've got a chance before we sort of really get underway with the session, can I give you an opportunity to go and collect a few items to help us do our little session today? We've got a little circuit or obstacle course. So I've just used, again, I've got 3 containers from inside the house, or I've used chalk on the ground where those containers are to draw a circle, small circle. So I have those. I've got over here, I've drawn a square on the ground, again with chalk, but again, don't need it if you don't have it, doesn't matter, and 2 cans, equal size, 1 for each arm. I've got a laundry basket. I've used chalk to draw a straight line on the ground, or I've also got a skipping rope that I've used that I can use one or the other. I've got a chair, just an ordinary chair as well, sitting here in the corner that you might be able to just see on the screen. And then the last thing I've collected today for our little circuit or obstacle course is, I happen to have a bean bag, but you could again use another something sort of soft or light from the household. A heat pack would be good, or because it's Easter, I've got the good old Easter egg, and I promise not to eat it until after the session. Maybe I should even consider sharing it with the family. Might get into trouble if I don't. So can I give you a few minutes just to get yourself sorted and with those things? So I said either some chalk to draw some circles on the ground, a little bit apart from each other, and I'll take the camera around and show you this. So you can see on the ground I've got a circle, or I've got a container, so one or the other. Then we move up to the next station, which is a chair. Oh goodness, my video job here is pretty ordinary. A chair. Then we've got either a chalk on the ground, straight line, or a rope or skipping rope as a long line. We have, as said, our basket, followed by a square on the ground with, oh my goodness, that's terrible, sorry. A square on the ground with some cans. And then, as said, we've got, lovely close-up for you there, see all my wrinkles. And then followed, as said, by something like a heat pack and an Easter egg. All right, I'll give you a couple of minutes if you want to go and collect a few items. Is anybody out there in Facebook land with me? Let me know that you can see me and hear me. Let me know you're with me. That would be fantastic. I haven't seen any comments from Hayden yet. That's always a concern. He's always got something he likes to add. And as I said, if you're not collecting those items up or something similar, then just start moving with me, get rid of those legs going. Remember, as I said, if you're less stable on your feet, put your chair next to you so that you can lean onto it. And, or as I said, stay remaining in your chair if you prefer. And we can modify as we go around if you're not going to be standing for as much of the sessions. So I haven't heard from anybody out there. Hello. Wait till I see a few comments come through. Okay, I'm just going to give you 10 more seconds to bring back your equipment. I'm just checking. Okay. And we are almost ready to go. Okay, I'm going to begin. So, I know sometimes I'll be out of the screen a little bit, so please bear with me and I hope you can hear me okay. So to begin with, I'm going to go around my cones And this is a small, rubbish as I go, a little obstacle course for moving around them. Good, once you've weaved around your cones, then just come onto your chair and do 5 of our sit to stands. So toes out further than the knees. And don't worry if you're still catching up and you're just going around your circles. No problems. That's it. And then, this is where we practice our balance. So we're going to go along our straight line and try and walk on it. So I'm going to use the chalk line, but as I said, I could use the skipping rope. And I'm just trying, as I said, to put one foot directly in front of the other to get a little bit more balance work in. Good, the next kind of station is our basket. So with our basket, we're trying to just raise the basket. Actually, we'll go this way so you can still see me, into some little squats. Or if you prefer to do a little bit more upper body work today instead, you could raise the basket up in line with your shoulders. So again, we're just doing about 5 of these. Good, coming next are our cans and our square. So again, excuse my big mug in your shot all the time. And just from here, I'm going to use my square to step into, bend my knees, pick my cans up, and I'm just going to aim to step forward and back with my bicep curls. So I'm stepping into my square and stepping back using those cans to add a little bit of resistance for my curls. If you're sick of bicep curls, you could also choose to do some presses above your head. It's a little bit more complicated to step and do those at the same time. So curls, good, a couple more. And then I'm going to gently put these down by bending my knees and leaving my chest forward. And I'm hoping my Easter egg hasn't melted yet. I'm going to use the Easter egg and my bean bag, and I'm just going to hold it out nice and out to my side. So if I want to add on to this exercise and work my core a little bit, which are deeper abdominal muscles, I could try balancing on one leg while I do this one. A little bit trickier, obviously. Good. If your arms are starting to ache, then hang in there for another 3, 2, and 1. Good, they come down. Bend the knees again to place them down. And we're back to the beginning again. I can feel this egg is melting. I better put it in the shade. I will be in trouble if the Easter eggs melt. So this is where we're coming back to our cones. A little bit of a walk around them again. A little bit of weaving, so we're changing action. Coming back to our sit to stance. Another beautiful day. That's 3 with 2 to go. So remember, household items are fantastic. You can use them in all sorts of ways. Get creative. Good, I'll just turn the camera again, but you can start, if you like, on your balance. So one leg in front of the other, following along your line. And of course, you don't even need chalk or a skipping rope to do this. Most of us have got something in, like on my deck, I could follow the boards along, and I would have a straight line to follow. Good, I've reached the end of my line, so I'm back to my basket. So I'm either doing some little squats with the bottom coming out behind me, or again raising the arm up in front to get a little bit more upper body work. Good, in this position, just bend your knees slightly so that they stay nice and soft. Last one, I know I've done more than 5. Then coming back around again. So I'm picking up my cans and I'm just going to step into my imaginary square now. As I said, next to me I've drawn it on the ground with some chalk. Now I'm pretty sure you can buy chalk at the supermarket. I'm just going to change my leg over. But again, as I said, you don't need even to draw the chalk on the ground to know that you can add these exercises in. It's the beauty of doing these kind of programs. You can improvise and just get moving. Good, well done everyone. Bending the knees again, chin up to put the cans down. And moving on to our balance exercise. So again, I'm going to say go with one leg off the ground, but you can just leave those feet on the ground, feet apart, knees bent, and hold your arms. So even if you don't have anything in your hands, you could use the cans again now for this exercise instead of a beanbag or your eggs. The secret with the eggs is to have them with a cup of tea or coffee. Chocolate always tastes better when it's slightly melted. Just my tip for Easter. I've made a goal to make sure I make my own hot cross buns for tomorrow. Anyone else joining me with that? Good, well done. Bring it all the way down. Back to the start. We're going to do a third and final round just to consolidate. And as we go, try and think of some ways that we could change or modify our circuit or our obstacle course for variety. I can see some messages there. Nice to see a few people joined us. Hi there, Hayden. Can we close your eyes? You can definitely close your eyes when you're doing your balance work. All right, we're off again. So I'm going around the circle. So if I'm thinking about ways to modify this, I could do some side steps alongside of my circles instead of going around them. So remember, keep in mind if you're a little bit wobbly with your balance and you're not as stable on your feet, please, as said, use something to help support you, like the broom we had for yesterday's workout. Coming back to our sit to stands, remember to sit up nice and tall, everyone, and try and think about having a nice straight back. Good, the arms come back out for balance, the toes are further out than the knees, and we're coming up into our standing position, trying to place our bottom gently down on our seat. So I think everyone's got really good at these sit to stands through the Active Armchairs program. And they are really, really good crossover to life. We have to get up and out of our chair in the dining room, in the kitchen, or out of our cars. So it's one of those fit for life kind of exercises. Well done, everybody. That's the last of those ones. So again, take your time now to start your balance exercise. One foot in front of the other. It's a bit like in America, isn't it, when they use it for the sobriety test. I'm glad we don't have that test in Australia. Good, so we're coming back again, balancing. This is where you could close your eyes if you trust yourself. And then coming back again to our basket, back to our squats with those feet wide apart, or, as I said, alternative front raise. So the beauty of having these sessions live on Facebook is that over the Easter break, you need a little bit of exercise, you can come back onto the Facebook page and redo the session today or the other sessions that you might have seen, so that you can continuously stay active. Bending the knees once again. I'm going back to bicep curls. Remember, you can vary this exercise that you do. Little steps. Keeping in mind that I tend to do everything at a fast pace, so please feel free to slow it down and go at your own pace. So Hayden, I know you're watching, so I'm just going to let you know that our letterbox is secure, so that when you place my Easter eggs in there, no one can steal them. So, if that was what was of concern or holding you back from delivery, then no need. It's all good. So, just let it be known. Well done putting these down, and just to let you know too, there's no point eating bad chocolate, cheap chocolate. It's not worth it, people. So keep in mind, we need to try and stick with quality only. All right, bending the knees, trying to pull your belly button through to your spine. The arms are up, so I've got my palms facing the sky. That's it, we're almost there. So I said, please try and be creative with your circuits and the things you do. And in a moment, I'm just going to show you a couple of other exercises to consolidate ones that we've done in the past with Active Armchairs that you could also build into your circuits and your exercise sessions. So I'll just get my chair. So a couple of the ones that we have been doing, try and work on lately have been our adductor work. So out and in, knees slightly bent, that's supporting you. And remember, we're trying to add the legs together with a nice strong leg. So of course, everything we do on the right, we would always do on the left. We've also been working on things like our calf raises. These are a really good exercise to keep in the equation. We've also been working on things like trying to slowly bring our foot towards our bottom. Get a little bit of hamstring work, especially if you're doing some of the the squats, which work your muscles at the front of your leg. We've also been working on, from a seated position, things like our arm circles, and also doing the circles with our ankles as well. So we'll do a couple more of those, and then again on the left, so the opposite leg. And one of the things we used during the Active Armchairs program when we were running the face-to-face sessions was some of the resistance bands, and they're a really great tool. So if you happen to have one of those at home, or any kind of those sort of stretchy bands, to hold them at either end and just try and pull them apart or away from each other, and try and leave your arms out in your front to do it. So that's another really good one to include in your repertoire of exercises. You can see a little face peering out from me from the dining room. He's eyeing off that Easter egg, I know it. He's thinking, why is that out there? Okay, last one of these, so just replicating again. And then finally, always try and finish your session with a little stretch. So the common way to stretch our hamstring that allows you to sit and be comfortable is to place one leg out in front. So join me, you may as well. So leaning forward with hands above the bent knee. And remember to try and hold your stretches for around 15 seconds as a minimum. Ideally what you do is hold it for 15-20 seconds, do the other leg, and then come back and redo it again. Good. Then from there, big chest stretch by pushing our chest out away from us. So you see a couple of these comments. No more comments. Everyone's very quiet today. Good. Then from there, push those hands all the way in front of us. Well done. And then just see if you can really gently pull your head towards your elbow so you get that lovely stretch down the side of your neck. Well, I hope as we settle into a new sort of reality that everyone is finding some good in staying active, and finding that it's a really valuable tool to help them get through this difficult period, and that as we settle into a new reality, it becomes, you know, routine and habit to include exercise every day. It certainly will help with stress levels, sleeping better, doing things like helping us to want to stay more hydrated and to eat better. And it's just a really great way, as I said, to get some fresh air, some sunlight, stimulate some of those endorphins in the body. So I'm about to sign out now. I said I'm Meg from Fit and Kicking, running Active Armchairs today for the last time in this series on behalf of Active Launceston, and I'd love to commend Active Launceston and the supporters of Active Launceston for keeping this program going while we've all been at home and more isolated, and thank you for inviting me to be part of that. Please contact Active Launceston or me, Meg, at Fit and Kicking if you have any questions about ways to keep active or ways to modify exercises at home to keep them safe for you. We are willing and able to assist people. Don't forget, love chocolate Easter eggs, quality only, Hayden. Letterbox is safe and ready for those drop-offs. Otherwise, everybody, have a lovely Easter, and let's, as I said, make the most of getting outside and staying active. An active outdoor treasure hunt of Easter eggs will never ever disappoint. Take care, everyone. Happy Easter.